going on, everybody? This is Shane with Shane Baker Studios, and today we're going to be talking about pro photography versus amateur photography. Is there a difference, and can you tell? Well, the National Press Photographers Association did a research study last year, and they included eye tracking software to get to the science of some of these questions. And what they found was that when you took 100 photos from pros and 100 from amateurs, you mixed them up and you presented them to a group of people, 90% of the time, people were able to tell which was the pro and which was the amateur. They also found that pro photos were twice as likely to get shared as amateur photos. And they spent more time engaging with those pro photos than they did with the amateur photos. And what about afterwards? Which ones were most memorable? Not a single amateur photo was in the top as far as memorable. All top 20 most memorable images were from professional photographers. So what's the takeaways here? As a business owner, you've got just a few moments to engage with your audience and have them take action on that call to value that you've provided. You've got to make sure that you've got images that represent your brand in a really strong way. And especially if you're trying to get a really good return for your investment online with your advertising, pick pro photos because those are the ones that are going to be more likely to get shared. People are going to engage with them and they're going to spend more time on them. It just makes more sense. So it could really affect your bottom line. What's the takeaway for professional photographers? Well, here's the thing. Most of the photographers that I run into, they've got great equipment, but they're not really professional. So if you're a photographer and you're just not getting the kind of engagement and the traction and you're not seeing those same kind of results in your images, it might be an opportunity for you to step up your game. So find a mentor, find somebody that can help you take your photography to the next level. Now, this also goes into some other realms as well. So what if you're a model? What does this say about you? Well, it's just as easy to call yourself a model these days as it is a photographer. And working with a lot of models, I find that most of them, they don't have that ability to tell the story to the camera the way that really great models do. And that's one of the things that almost every participant in the study said is that they really loved and gravitated to those images that told a story. Now, part of that is the photographer, and the other part is the person on the other side of the lens. So if you're going to be a model in this industry and you're going to make yourself marketable, part of that is taking the time to learn how to tell the story that the brand, the product, the photographer, whatever it might be, tell the story that's trying to be conveyed. Now, photographers, one of my most favorite heroes, his name is Peter Hurley. This guy's incredible. He's awesome. You got to check his stuff out online. There are a lot of photographers who might be just as good technically with the lighting, the camera, lenses, whatever, all the technical stuff. They might be just as good as him. But the reason he's so successful is because once he gets somebody on the other end of his camera, on the other side of that lens, he starts engaging and interacting with them. And no matter how awkward or uncomfortable they might be to begin with because they're not used to it, it's not very long before he starts to pull out from them the story and that image that they're trying to create, the one that they want to tell with that photo. And that's what makes him so great. In fact, if you're going to be a portrait or fashion photographer, that's what makes a great photographer in those industries because they're able to take a story and really pull it out of all the elements and share it with people in a way that they say, yes, that is the story that I'm looking for, and it's memorable and they love it. I hope this helps you guys. Take care.